Ralph, lovely to see you here today, and this has been a beautiful day. And I've seen your Brough over there, which is gorgeous. But this is such a marvellous example of a Scott. Could you tell us a little bit about it, please?
Yes, indeed. It's a lovely old machine. Scots themselves were different to practically any other motorcycle. They didn't copy anything off anyone.
Right.
This is a 1927 Scott, and it only ran for 6 years before the unfortunate rider fell off.
Right.
And put it in a garage where it lay for more than 70 years, going rusty.
Yes.
And so I realised when I actually procured it that it was possibly the most original Scott you could ever get. Everything was correct, even though it was corroded and fallen to pieces.
Indeed.
So I rebuilt it, and I ran it when it was in primer, and it runs. But since then, I've restored it in order that it might look as if it was still in the shop window in High Wycombe.
Right.
In Mr. Saunders' shop window, and for 79 guineas. Now, 79 guineas, which is round about £84. Nevertheless, that was a tremendous amount of money.
Indeed, yes.
Someone like you and I might be earning £2.50 a week.
Yes.
And, well, I would be £2, you would be £2.50.
Oh, you're very kind.
I'm worth every penny. So it is a 3-speed Scott, and it's water-cooled, and it's 600cc, and it's a 2-stroke.
Yeah, a fabulous British 2-stroke.
Indeed. The 2-stroke was a British invention.
Right.
The 4-stroke, a German invention, of course.
And of course, this has got a water jacket, hasn't it? It's water-cooled.
That beautiful enamelled panel round the cylinder block is the water jacket.
Yes.
And the nickel-plated radiator does the cooling by what is called thermosiphon. And so we're quite pleased with this. It looks original, and if you want to see one running, there are many of them.
Yeah.
So this one I tend to keep as original.
And from a Scott branding, there was this flying squirrel.
And they called everything squirrels, I think. They had flying squirrels, red squirrels, super squirrels, non-super squirrels.
Wow.
And this was all to do with two possibilities. At the turn of the last century, someone busy would be known as being as busy as a squirrel.
Oh, right.
Yes. Another less complimentary description was, it is a squirrel because it never loses a nut. Something we won't dwell on.
No.
And
I've seen that some of Scott's have got small squirrel on the front logos.
Yes.
But that wasn't a factory thing, was it?
It was a factory accessory.
Right.
And you could also buy a little flag, a little pennant, so that if anyone didn't realise that cloud of smoke had a Scott in the middle, they would know from the flag.
Oh, right.
But they were lovely machines.
And campaigned in the Isle of Man, for instance. They were quite successful.
They won the Isle of Man TT twice, 1912 and 1913, I believe.
Right.
Possibly because in those days it wasn't speed as much as reliability which counted.
Yes.
So if you could keep going for long enough, you'd probably win.
And there was an attempt to restore the brand. I think it was George Silk.
Well, George Silk had a go, and so did Mr. Holder of Birmingham. At home I have a Birmingham-built Scott as late as 1957.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and that has been with me since, notice the hat, since I was a lad in Tip Mill. So I still keep that. And there's the comical remark that you really need to have two Scots so that at least one starts up.
How about that?
Which is a bit cruel.
Ralph, you've been very kind sharing some of the stories of your bike with us today. And on the next occasion, we'll talk some more if that's okay.
I'd look forward to that.
You're very kind. Thank you.